Hey guys, SilentCiel here. Welcome to another video of Pokemon Go with me. So, as of a few hours ago, right now actually I'm just off work and the tweet has been out for quite some time already. If I'm not wrong, it was since, I think how many hours? Maybe since I would say about 10 over hours or so that Niantic actually tweeted about Mewtwo event coming to us globally. So let's take a look at the post. Okay, so it was posted on August 14, which is today in my country. Anyways, Mewtwo is coming to exclusive raid battles soon. Now, there is a different catch about how Mewtwo is going to be played about with the raid battles. It's not like your standard raid battles, so let's take a look at the details and talk about how we are going to encounter Mewtwo as a raid boss. Alright, so the notice here says trainers. Earlier today, trainers battled against the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo at the Pokemon Go Stadium event in Yokohama, Japan. Now, if you guys don't know, right now in Yokohama, Japan, Pokemon Go Stadium Yokohama is going on right now along with the Pikachu Outbreak event. So I'm sure if you guys have watched the more popular Pokemon Go YouTubers on YouTube, Mystic 7, Trainer Tips, Reversal, so on and so forth. There are many YouTubers right now that are doing Pokemon Go on YouTube as compared to when Pokemon Go first launched. Right now, they have been going around Yokohama and battling Mewtwo as a normal raid boss. So they are having the privilege of fighting Mewtwo as a normal raid boss. Which is pretty cool, especially it's like an exclusive to those who actually fly out to Yokohama to play this event, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so for us on the other hand, who are not able to go to Yokohama, this is how we are going to encounter Mewtwo. So let's read on. Right now, thousands of trainers in attendance were able to successfully catch Mewtwo and add it to their Pokédexes in the coming weeks to us. So it's going to probably come to us after the event in Yokohama ends. So probably in another week, we can expect Mewtwo to come. And Mewtwo will have the opportunity to battle and catch Mewtwo with the new exclusive raid battle feature. So they are saying there is a new raid battle feature. So that's what you really need to take note of, because it's not like your standard raid battles. Exclusive raid battles are similar to existing raid battles, kind of similar, probably in the fight combating style concept. So, but I think the only thing different is how this raid battle is going to occur. So, okay. With a few notable differences, exclusive raids will periodically appear at gyms around the world. However, unlike existing raids, trainers will be invited to join an exclusive raid battle. So, yes, like if you guys have watched some of the trailers for Pokemon Go, you have noticed especially for the trailer for the 3 legendary birds, or the legendary birds announcement, in the video, trainers were invited to fight the legendary birds. Now, this did not occur in our real-time situation. We instantly were able to fight the legendary birds instead of being invited to fight them. So for Mewtwo, in this case, it is an invitation only. Now, how are we going to get this invitation? Let's read on to find out. So to receive an invitation to participate in an exclusive raid battle, trainers must have successfully completed a raid recently by defeating the raid boss at the gym where the exclusive raid battle will be taking place. Now, this is how we are going to get invited to combat Mewtwo, but it's a game of luck. If you don't quite understand it in English, tikam in Singapore, or count your luck, gamble, So we're gonna play luck. We're gonna play a luck-based game with the raid battles in our own country. So let me explain again deeply about how this concept is about. Basically, you just need to find a gym with a raid on top of the gym, fight it, win it, and hope that gym will have Mewtwo appear on it. You get the gist of it now? So basically, what Niantic is trying to do here is making you spend more money on premium passes because you do not know which gym Mewtwo will spawn at. Considering that they might make Mewtwo a bit more rarer than the legendary birds, maybe out of the whole country in Singapore, you probably might only see 10 Mewtwo raids going on instead of the usual amount that you normally see for the legendary birds. So yeah. Okay, so this is a very, very smart marketing strategy from Niantic's side, I have to say, because it makes people want to buy coins to purchase raid passes or even premium boxes that are on discount, you know, that kind of thing. So if you have already had a lot of money invested into this game, you are going to further invest even further, especially for Mewtwo and whatever legendary Pokemon that's going to be released in this format. So yeah, let's read on. So let's see. The invitations will include advance warning of the exclusive raid when the exclusive raid will take place, giving them ample time to coordinate with other trainers before taking on the powerful raid boss. So they have already hinted that we need to collaborate with each other, no matter which team you are on, and plan a strategy to combat Mewtwo. Now, there will be a timer to notify you when the raid boss will hatch. So you definitely see the legendary egg. So I guess that's when they're going to implement again the raid boss egg system. So if you guys haven't noticed by now, ever since they included the legendary birds into the raid bosses selection, the egg is no longer there. So if they're bringing the egg back, this is how they're going to do it. So basically you will see the legendary boss egg on top of the gym maybe about 2 hours before it hatches. So you have to talk to the people within that area to say, hey, did you guys manage to get the invitation? Let's do this together. Let's bring down Mewtwo and catch Mewtwo. So yeah, so that's probably one of the things that we need to start improving on within our communication here in Singapore. Apparently there's a lot of turf war happening in Singapore. I will probably talk about that in another video. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's a good thing. Please don't get into internal affairs with the neighbors in your neighborhood. Do not want them to be upset with you just over a game. Okay, so let's go further into detail. Mewtwo is the first Pokemon that trainers will be able to face in exclusive raid battles. So do take note of this line. It means that Mewtwo, among other legendary Pokemon or other more powerful Pokemon, that will be showcased into this exclusive raid battle format. So it may not just be Mewtwo, it may be Mew, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, and Celebi, and so on and so forth. Whatever legendary Pokemons are to come out in the next few generations as well. You never know. So, and who knows, maybe even Blissey as a raid boss in this exclusive raid battle version. Now, nobody really wants to fight a Blissey raid boss. It is gonna be a hell of a problem. Can you imagine, like even if you have a full team of 6 Machamps out of like a room of 20 people, how long will it take to take down Blissey boss? Okay guys, I apologize if the microphone is a bit noisy because there's wind blowing here and there. I'm actually on the street or walking home right now. So yeah. Anyways, okay, so the other thing Niantic posted up also, you can take note of right now, is that the legendary birds, Lugia, Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, they are going to stay all the way to the end of the 1st of August. So yeah, that's fantastic for us, those who, like myself, I have yet to catch one of the legendary birds. So I'm going to take this chance to try and get myself a Moltres, which I have yet to catch. Yeah, luck is not on my side. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the notifications on the legendaries here. So you can see there are some photos here of Yokohama event, the stadium and the Japanese people playing the event. So yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about how you can handle Mewtwo. So I bet most of you guys probably playing Pokemon Go have not played the video game versions of Pokemon Go before. Some of you guys may have, some of you guys may not have. So let's talk about typing for Mewtwo. So I'm just going to show you this chart again, our favorite chart. So Mewtwo is a psychic type, pure psychic type. He does not have a dual type basis like some of the legendary birds which have Zapdos is electric and flying, you know, and Moltres is fire and flying, and of course Articuno is ice and flying. So Mewtwo is purely psychic. Now we're going to look at psychic. So psychic is right above flying. If you guys can take note of this, okay, he's right above flying. I'm not sure whether you guys can can see it. Okay, so psychic is weak against bug, ghost, dark, not duck, wax. Okay, yeah, pronunciations. Okay, so psychic is strong against fighting and poison, but that's not important. So bug, ghost, duck are the types that you want to use against Mewtwo. Now, it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessary that Pokemon is of those three typings. As long as they have attacks of those types, that's fine as well. Now, I didn't really explain about that concept within my other legendary birds explanation videos because it was too much of a hassle to explain. So once again, I'm not going to explain deeply on moveset typings. Probably I might do a separate video about what's the advantage of having a moveset similar to your Pokemon's typing. So yeah, anyway, so fighting against a psychic type, you need bug, ghost and dark type moves. Now, what if you want to resist psychic? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this chart doesn't show the defense thing. Let's look at another chart. There's a lot of charts here, so okay, let's take a look at this one. So we're gonna look at the half. So this chart is actually for video games. It's not necessarily the same as Pokemon Go because the multiplier value for video game is not the same as Pokemon Go, but you can still look at the chart to make use of its basic advantages and disadvantages. So we're going to look at psychic, which is let's see, in this chart it is, where is it? I can't really take note of it. Where is psychic? Okay, psychic is below flying on the left side, and if you're looking at the top, it's also beside flying on the top. Now we are going to look at the halves. So okay, no, we're going to look at the not effective. So psychic is not effective against dark. So there's only one type that can actually resist dark psychic completely, which is dark type Pokemon, and the other one that's probably a good defender against psychic as well is also a psychic type Pokemon. So if you're looking for a defender like Blissey against Mewtwo, you are going to use, well, Mewtwo versus Mewtwo, or any dark type Pokemon. So what you're looking at in dark type right now in meta, you have Tyranitar. So let's go into the game. We're going to look at the Pokédex of the game, and we're going to tell you, basically I'm going to show you what kind of Pokemon that you could use against Mewtwo. So let's take a look here. I'm probably going to fly because my game, yeah, there we go. My game has been on, and I have walked quite a distance from the train station. Okay, so alright, so let's take a look at the Pokédex. Okay, so we need Bug, Duck, and Ghost. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look here. So first thing first, we have Bug type here. We have Butterfree. You can use Butterfree, but of course, like as usual in all my other videos, I do not recommend Bug type Pokemon to fight legendaries. Mainly because they have low HP and low defense. So if Mewtwo were to do a charge move, it's gonna one-hit KO your bug Pokemon. So yeah, right now we have yet to receive a legendary bug Pokemon in Pokemon Go. There is one in Generation 6, if I recall, during the Black and White era. We have Genesect. So if you guys have played the video game, you will probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not too sure whether I got the generation correct, but yes, I do know that Genesect is a bug type Pokemon. So yes, okay. Anyways, let's move on. We have Beedrill that you can use as well, but still as usual, because bug type have low HP and defense, I do not highly recommend it. Okay, Arbok. Even though the typing in Pokemon Go is poison, in the video games he does have dark moves. I have yet to check Arbok's movesets, so I do not really know whether he has dark moves or not, but if he does have dark moves, you can use Arbok against Mewtwo. But of course, it is probably one of the other Pokemon that you will not want to use against Mewtwo as well, because poison types are weak against Psychic. So okay, let's scrap the idea of Arbok. So Arbok is basically like using a bug type Pokemon against Mewtwo, so it's gonna get torn to shreds. So do not use Arbok. Okay, that was a wrong suggestion. So okay, let's move on. Let's see. So you can use Venomoth as well. You can use Parasect. But of course, once again, bug Pokemon not ideal. Like in my other video, I'm not too sure whether Persian has dark moves in this game, but in the video games, Persian does have dark movesets, especially if you're talking about this current generation of Pokemon, Pokemon Sun and Moon, generation 7, or is it 8? Can't remember. Yes, there's a Alola version of Persian, which is dark type purely. So I hope we do get Alola Pokemon in the future, because the typings there are a bit more fun to play around with. Alright, so Golduck also has dark type moves, I think. In the video game he does. So if you guys know the movesets for Golduck, I highly recommend using it if he has dark type moves. Okay, then so Golduck is also partially psychic, but apparently in this video game he is pure water. So yeah. Okay, you can use Alakazam because he's also a psychic Pokemon, so he might resist damage from Mewtwo. Probably neutral damage. Psychic versus psychic is gonna be like neutral or not so effective. So probably taking half damage from Mewtwo's attacks. So Alakazam you can use as well. What else is there? Okay, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Pokemon you can use. So Gengar is definitely one of the Pokemon you will want to use because he is Ghost, but of course at the same time he is also partly Poison. Now Poison is weak against Psychic. So Gengar is probably going to be a very good offensive Pokemon, but on the defensive side he might be shredded to like paper, so not so highly recommended. But if you guys have good Gengars and you want to do amount of damage, just bring Gengar along, it's fine. So we have Hypno as well because it's a psychic type, but of course since you are going to resist Mewtwo's attacks, you are also going to do half the amount of damage to Mewtwo because you are also a psychic type. So if you're planning to do damage, don't use psychic against psychic. So you want to use Bug, Dark and Ghost Pokemon attacks against Mewtwo if you really want to do damage. But if you are looking to just to defend against Mewtwo's attacks, psychic against psychic is also a good idea. Okay, moving on. Sadly, like I was talking about Alola Pokemon, Alola Marowak is actually, if I'm not wrong, it's Ghost and Dark. So yeah, Alola Marowak is actually useful against Mewtwo. Okay, so that aside, let's move on. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Pokemon that you can use. You can actually use Mr. Mime because it's Psychic type as well, but like I said, Psychic against Psychic isn't so very effective. You're not going to do a lot of damage. Okay, you can use Gyarados because he has Bite. Bite and Crunch. The dark moves, the worst kind of moveset you can have on a Tyranitar, like Mystic 7 always complains about his Ferrari beaters. So yeah, okay, so Gyarados has dark moves. You can use Gyarados. You can use Ditto against Mewtwo for throw because when you transform into a Mewtwo, you're a Psychic type, so you're going to do half the amount of damage to him. He's going to do half the amount of damage to you. This is ridiculous gameplay. Okay, so what else is there? The legendary birds you can use against Mewtwo because it's going to be neutral damage. He's going to do neutral damage to you. So there's really not a lot of Pokemon that can actually be used against Mewtwo if you think about it. Now Feraligatr does have dark moves as well, so like I mentioned earlier, the curse of Mystic 7, he has always been getting Bite and Crunch Variegator. So if you have a Bite and Crunch Variegator, maybe it's a good time to use against Mewtwo. Oh, that's just hilarious. Okay, so moving on. I think Crobat has Dark type moves as well. I'm not too sure in Pokemon Go whether he has Dark type moves, but if you guys can check up the move sets for these Pokemons, and if they do have Dark type moves, go ahead and use them, against Mewtwo. Okay, so we have Ladian, Bug type as well. Gyarados also Bug type. So there's a lot of Bug Pokemon in this game, but sadly to say, most of their HP and defense are pathetically low. So it's not such a good idea to use against Mewtwo that might obliterate them in a split second. But who knows, if you're just going in to do the amount of damage and you have a lot of max revives to use, bring all the Bug Pokemon in and just spam the amount of damage and revive them like crazy. Okay, let's see. What else is there for Dark type? Well, you can use Zatu because it's a Psychic also. But once again, Psychic against Psychic is not so ideal. But okay, the best Pokemon probably to bring in is Umbreon, because he's full Dark type plus he has Dark type moveset. So Umbreon is probably your best Pokemon you can bring in, because it's going to resist against Mewtwo's attacks, plus you're going to do a super effective damage against Mewtwo. So Umbreon. Now, I know EVs with good IVs are hard to come by, but if you already have a full team of Umbreon, which I highly doubt most people do, mainly because most of the time people don't really use Umbreon in gyms or to take down Pokemon in gyms. So most trainers out there probably don't really own an Umbreon, but good thing for myself, I came prepared. I do have 2 good Umbreons. I might show you guys later. So yeah, you can use Murkrow because it's a Dark type also. Well, if you guys know what's coming next, Murkrow does have an evolution to Honchkrow. Honchkrow is pretty badass. He looks like a gangster, or rather a mafia. So yeah, prepare lots of Murkrow candies in the future if you want to evolve to a Honchkrow. Probably a good Pokemon to have around to fight against Mewtwo as well. So Murkrow you can use against Mewtwo, but because he's a pre-evolution Pokemon, he might not live as long as you want him to. Then there's Misdrevious. You can use because she's a Ghost type Pokemon. So yeah, you can use Ghost type Pokemon attacks against Mewtwo. Then sadly to say, Girafarig is not a Dark type in Pokemon Go. If not, it would have become a very useful Pokemon against Mewtwo. So, but it is a Psychic type Pokemon in this game, so it can resist a bit of damage from Mewtwo. So you can use Girafarig as well. You can use Wobbuffet as well, which is ridiculous if you're going to use Wobbuffet, because Wobbuffet is definitely not an offensive Pokemon. So please do not bring Wobbuffet in, even if you decide to use it as a defending Pokemon. Please do not use Wobbuffet. Okay, let's see. Pineco is a bug Pokemon, so you can use it as well. If you have Fortress, yeah, you can actually use it as well. Okay, let's see. Nope. I think Great Boo. Let's see. It's a fairy. No, okay, so no. But I think it has Bite. So if you have Great Boo and has Bite, I think you can use it as well. Quillfish is poison, so not so ideal. You can use Scizor. Scizor is a bug type, so Mewtwo is scared of bug type moves, so you can use Scizor. Okay, so you have Heracross. I don't have a Heracross, so you can use Heracross if you do have Heracross. Then there is Sneasel. Sneasel is a good Pokemon to use against Mewtwo as well. So if you guys know that Sneasel that has evolution, stand by a lot of candies for Sneasel because he evolves to Weasel. I think it's called Weasel. Weevil, I can't remember the name. I think it's Weevil. Yeah, he evolves to another Pokemon in the future. So prepare a lot of candies. Ursaring as well. Sadly in this game, he doesn't have the Dark type there. So maybe not so good of a choice. But if I recall, this Ursaring in this Pokemon Go version doesn't have Dark type moves. So, okay, let's scrap this idea of using Ursaring. Okay, the other Pokemon you can use is Houndoom. He is a Dark type Pokemon, so he's definitely going to resist against Mewtwo's attack. He does have, I'm not wrong, Bite as well. So yeah, if you're using Houndoom for offensive and defensive, he's the next best Pokemon compared to Umbreon. So yeah, so I think Umbreon is still the top priority Pokemon to bring you in. Okay, what else is there here? Okay, then of course Tyranitar, because he's also a dark type, you know, and he has dark type moves. But most of us who are using Tyranitar in our gym games, our Tyranitars do not have charged dark type move. Most of the movesets on Tyranitar will be like what, Bite and Stone Edge. So Stone Edge will probably do neutral amount of damage to Mewtwo, and Bite is going to be super effective. So yeah, but of course I will rank him higher, slightly higher than Houndoom. So the top 3 Pokemon is going to be Umbreon, Tyranitar, and Houndoom. Now you can bring Lugia in because Lugia is a psychic type, so it's going to resist Mewtwo. So, but the thing is, Lugia itself, it doesn't really do a lot of damage compared to the other legendary birds. Lugia is more of a defender, so bringing Lugia in to do damage is also not so ideal. But it is possible to use Lugia like a Blissey against Mewtwo. So in case like you want to hang out in the battle a bit longer to claim the battle points bonus. So if you really need to, use Lugia, but if not, I won't really recommend it. Alright guys, so we've gone through the entire Pokédex for 2 generations. We've talked about what you can use against Mewtwo. So use this information to your benefit, and hopefully you can talk things out with the people handling Mewtwo before the raid happens. You know, set up the battle strategy to take it down the easiest way possible. And of course, I will bring up another video of me battling Mewtwo and showing you guys examples of how you can handle Mewtwo effectively. Until then guys, I wish you all the best catching those legendary birds if you have missed out any. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye!